What's going on, guys? John Alder here from Codemy.com, and in this video, we're going to add a follows page for our Twitter clone app with Django and Python. All right, guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to add a follows page to our Twitter clone app. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with thousands of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. It's all my courses, videos, and books for a one-time fee, which is insanely cheap. Okay, moving right along. In the last video, we created this followed by page. In this video, we want to create a follows page. So right now, we just follow 3 people, but it's conceivable we might follow thousands of people, and we don't want them all listed right here on our profile page. We want a separate page we can click on and go and look at all of them. So that's what we're going to do in this video. It's going to be very similar to the last video with just a couple of little tweaks. Now, before we get started, I want to change this link here. We're going to make this into a little button and move it over to the side. I think it'll look nicer, but that'll just take a second. So let's head back over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this Django Twitter clone series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So let's head over to our profile page and let's just scroll down to that link that I was just talking about. And there it is right here in the card footer. We have this see all. So we can just give this a class of btn, and this is just a Bootstrap class to turn this link into a button. And then let's go btn-small to make it a small button, and then btn-outline-secondary. And that'll give it a gray color and make it outlined instead of filled in. So let's save this, head back over here, hit reload, and see now we've got this nice little button. That's cool. We can also kind of move it over to the side if we want. I don't know, I think that probably would look good. Let's go to our card footer and then just type in text-end. And this is pure Bootstrap stuff. I got a course on Bootstrap over at Codemy if you're interested in learning more about it. And boom, that knocks that right over. So, okay. Piece of cake there. So now let's do this same thing here, but for our follows page. So first off, let's head over to our urls.py file and let's come up here to this followers link we created in the last video. And let's paste in another one. But instead of this saying followers, let's have it say follows. We also want to pass in the user ID number. So this is going to be views.follows. And here the name will be follows. So, okay, that looks good. Go ahead and save that. Now we need a view. So let's head over to our views.py file. And I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to find our followers function that we created in the last video. I'm just going to copy this entire thing, paste it in a second time. And this is just going to be follows. And we want to send them to the page follows.html. Now we don't have that page yet, and we'll get that in just a second. But all of this stays the same. So we want to make sure they're logged in. We want to make sure they're looking at their specific profile page, right? So your profile ID needs to match the ID we're looking at. And then here we're going to look up all of our followers and put this out onto the screen. So almost exactly the same as the last video. So if you don't know what I'm doing here, go back in the playlist and watch the last video in the list, and it'll explain how we did all of this stuff, which I just copied and pasted. So now, finally, we need a follows.html page. So I'm going to head over to my templates directory, right click and create a new file, and then file save as, and we're just going to call this follows.html. And we can come over here to our followers.html file from the last video. And I'm just going to copy absolutely everything. Control A to highlight it, Control C to copy it. Come back over here, Control V to paste, or you can right click and copy and paste like that. And up here at the top, instead of this saying so-and-so's followers, let's have it say so-and-so is following ... And we're going to need to tweak this in a second, but just for now, we're going to leave it, and we'll tweak that in a second. So now let's head back over to our profile page, and this button thing we just tinkered with, let's copy this whole thing and add it up here to the follows section. So right here, we see the follows section, and right here between these divs, let's paste that in here. But instead of pointing to followers, we want to point to follows. Everything else stays the same. We're still passing in the user ID and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and save this, head over here and hit reload and see if we messed that up. And here we go. Here's our follow section. We're following 3 people. Now we're going to click on this and it's going to not show 3 people. It's going to show, well, it'll show these 3 people, but not these 3 people. Admin is following. Here it says April, Wes, Bob, and Tim and Codemy, which is not right at all. Now it's only showing 3 followers because in the last video we changed it to only show 3 followers. But actually we follow April, Wes, Bob, Tim, and Codemy. And that's what's showing up on this new follows page because we need to tweak this code like I mentioned. So let's head back over here to our follows.html. And you'll notice if we go back to our profile page in the follows section, to find all the people that we are following, we're searching in profile.follows.all. So we need to equally access that on our follows page. So let's head over to our follows page. And you'll notice since we copied and pasted it from the last video, it's going to profiles.followedbyall. And we want follows all. So, okay, go ahead and save that. That's really all we need to do. Head back over here, hit reload now. There's only 3 people, April, Bob, and Wes. If we head back over to our profile, we're following April, Bob, and Wes. That looks good. If we click on this again and unfollow Wes, boom, he disappears. That looks good. If we go back to our profile, Wes is no longer there. We could come down here and follow Wes again. He pops up back there again, and he pops up back there again. So that's really all there is to it. Very simple. You know, in the last video, we did all the heavy lifting. We really just kind of have to tweak it a little bit to get the follows thing. I was going to not do a video on this, but I got a bunch of emails saying, hey, can you do follows? So here we go. Very easy, very simple, and really that's all there is to it. So we are moving right along in our Twitter clone app. We've got our profile picture. We've got social media links. We've got a profile description. We got the people we're following. We can follow and unfollow them right here. We got a list of followed by. We've got separate pages for each of those. Very cool. We can update our profile. We've got a profile list page of just all the people. And we are moving right along. So if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like me to do with this project going further, features you want me to add, let me know in the comment section below because we're getting towards the end of this thing here. And if there's more things you guys want to see, I'll keep going. Otherwise, we'll start to wrap this up. We'll do a couple little things here and there, but really the guts of this thing is pretty much intact right here and pretty fun. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube50 to get 50% off lifetime membership. So that's access to all my courses, almost 60 courses, thousands of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 170,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Alder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.